Good afternoon, and welcome to this week's episode of Think Tank Thursday. I am Candi Kelley, and your host for this week, and thankful that you guys are all choosing to join us. Before we jump in, just like every week, I have to give love to our 2023 Think Tank sponsors. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to bring you all of the great insight and information about the industry that we bring you each week. So thank you to Simnox, Redemption Plus, Roller Software, Betson, and Delta Strike. It is them who allows this to happen. On Thursdays, Trainertainment likes to take a little bit of time away from the doing. We're all in operations and doing so much every day, and we're in a busy time still. But we got to spend a little bit of time thinking about our business and on our business and not working so much in our business. And I am super excited about today's guest because when you really think about thinking strategically about how to maximize maybe some downtimes and labor and things like that, I think there's some answers in this episode that you'll be excited to hear. So welcome, Emily. Why don't you take a few minutes and tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Hi, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. My name's Emily Horvath. I'm the Senior Regional Sales Manager at Virtual Dining Concepts. If you haven't heard of Virtual Dining Concepts, we are the leading provider of delivery-only brands here in the US. So if you've heard the term ghost kitchen, kind of playing into that. I help grow the brands into different kitchen spaces, help partner with restaurants, entertainment centers, anyone with a commercial kitchen space to increase their revenue with one of our concepts.
Now, you use the term ghost kitchen, but there's another term that is flying out there a lot called virtual brands. And so can you tell us what the difference is, and when we hear one, what we should be thinking of?
Definitely. So ghost kitchen, I would say in a sense, is a more popular term that people kind of are able to connect to. A ghost kitchen is actually the infrastructure itself. So there are kitchens out there that are just a ghost kitchen. So there's no in-house operations at all, no dine-in, nothing like that. It is strictly to go. So you have this kitchen space. All it is pumping out delivery and to-go orders. What we do is delivery and virtual brands. So our brands are what you would plug and play into, say, a ghost kitchen or any commercial kitchen space executing the concepts. But we develop the brands themselves. So the menu, the training, the recipes, branding, everything behind it. And that's what we use to partner with operators.
Got it. And when you're looking at adding ghost kitchen, if you're already in an existing operation, I understand that a ghost kitchen could be like you want to run a restaurant and you have a kitchen but don't want to deal with people coming in to eat, and so that's one reason to partner with it. But what if you already have a kitchen, or in our industry, we have some theme parks that are open seasonally but have operating kitchens, and then we have a lot of family entertainment centers that may not be open like Monday through Wednesday, during the day, but have kitchens. What is the perk of adding that to the operations?
I would say there's two different ways to go about it. So the first way is if you are already operating and you're adding this into your existing hours of operation. I'll say that's the easiest model. In that model, you're already paying your rent, your utilities, your staff to be there. You're open that day. All of the in-house costs are already there. Layering in one of our brands, the only additional overhead costs are going to be any food ingredients that you don't have in-house and maybe packaging. When it comes to offset hours, we definitely have partners that do that. For example, like you said, say you're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's something that you can still do outside of your normal hours to you have that kitchen space, it's sitting there empty. You maybe have one or two people that you have to bring in staff-wise, and you're using, you're already paying for it. So you're just kind of adding orders on that day. But there's two different ways that you can go about it. I'll say if you are doing it outside of your normal hours, you definitely have to do multiple concepts just to ensure that you're getting that order volume.
Okay. You just mentioned something about multiple concepts. So is that do you mean the different brands that you guys represent?
Yes. So I can touch on some of our concepts because that is the biggest thing that sets us apart from our competitors, especially in the entertainment space. So we have a portfolio of about 10 operating brands right now and quite a few in development that are very exciting. But the one that we are most well known for is Mr. Beast Burger. So if you don't know who Mr. Beast is, he's a famous YouTuber with about 100 million subscribers. huge
If you don't
footprint.
know who he is, ask your kids. Like if your kids are
Exactly.
in the 10 to 13-year-old, ask them, they'll tell you.
100%. So he has a huge fan base, and the marketing behind the brand is what it's excelled it to where it is now. Not only is it a great smash burger and fries, but it really is the marketing. As I go down the list, you'll see all of our brands do have a national or a celebrity name behind them, which we can dive into a little bit of that. But Mr. Beast Burger is our most popular one. We also have a Philly cheesesteak brand with the Barstool Sports podcast, Pardon My Take. So getting into a little bit of an older demographic. You'll see most of our concepts are American style or very easy operationally food cuisine types, things that you already probably have a lot in house as well. Looking at that too, we also offer delivery and pickup specifically for entertainment centers. Pickup is amazing. Not only can someone order it off site, come to the location and pick it up. Maybe they've never been there before. They come in, see the space, and they decide they want to come back as, a guest just for your location specifically. You're getting foot traffic in there that you might not normally have. You don't have to do pickup, but we push for you to do it as much as possible. Some of our other concepts require no prep at all, like our Buddy V's cake slice brand. It's a frozen cake slice with Buddy Velastro, the cake boss on the Food Network.
Yeah.
Exactly. You pull it out of the freezer, drop it in a bag, you are done. So there's no operational lift at all. So we've got concepts for every single kitchen.
Interesting. So you have to solve an argument between my daughter and I. Mr. Beast Burger does not have an actual physical restaurant, does it? Like, is there a standing restaurant?
We just launched our first one.
Okay, so she wins this one.
Yeah, so we just launched it in, I want to say December. It was early December last year. So it's at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. We're kind of testing it out and seeing how it goes, but we had 16,000 people come for the opening. We actually ran out of burgers. So that is just an example of the footprint that these brands have.
Congratulations on that. Yeah, she was like, there is one. I was like, no, it's a ghost kitchen. She was like, no, I swear.
Traditionally, yes, you are correct.
Awesome. So when you're looking at all of those different brands and even some of the really easy concepts, like when you are looking to partner with someone, what makes someone a right fit for you to partner with if they have the resources available to go forward?
Yeah. The short answer is A, you have the proper kitchen equipment for the brand that you're looking at. B, that you can get the food supplies, and C, that delivery is active in your area. Kitchen equipment wise, we work with you and kind of figure out what's the best to plug and play. Most of our brands require a flat top grill and a deep fryer, which a lot of locations have. Like I said, we've got one that's just a freezer and a cooler. But really, you want to be able to have some additional kitchen capacity. If you are always completely stuffed all the time, you don't have any more room to take more orders, any more room to make extra to go, whatever it may be, it might not be a fit for you. I mean, this is kind of within your off time hours. As long as you have the kitchen capacity, that's what you want to look at. Our goal is never to take over your in-house operations. It is to be layered in and really just help add sales to those off day parts or whatever it may be.
Okay. And when you say delivery, I'm assuming that's with partners like the DoorDash, Grubhub, and those type of delivery partners that take it.
Yes. So we work with Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub. We also have consumer direct ordering platforms. So MrBeastBurger.com, for example, or the Mr. Beast Burger app. It's a consumer direct side, still tied on the back end to those third parties. But we love the customer front because when they place those orders through the Mr. Beast Burger app, for example, we collect the customer data, which means we can directly remarket to them and really kind of help push those reordering and sales.
Awesome. Emily, where did virtual dining concepts, like the idea of ghost kitchens and virtual, like where did it start?
Well, we launched in 2020 with our first brand, Mariah's Cookies, right in the middle of the pandemic. We had actually been developing ahead of that, but I will say—
So it's not because of the pandemic.
No, I will say I think that did help kick it off, and that's not a good thing to condone, but we stem from Earl Enterprise. So if you've heard Robert Earl, Planet Hollywood, Buca di Beppo, Brio, Bravo. So really it started with, I have restaurants. How can I make more money in my restaurants? And it kind of steamrolled from there. So we tested these brands in our existing infrastructures, and we still do that to this day. So we test the brands out, make sure they're profitable, make sure they're a good fit and easy operationally for our partners, and then we kind of take it to the next step.
Awesome. So that's interesting because I did kind of think that it was like a product of the pandemic, but it seems like you guys are already working on it ahead of time, and it just kind of made it, launched it to being something that everyone is talking about now. So what are the pros to having us, you said Mr. Beast Burger, who has like over, I don't even know how many YouTube followers, and you mentioned like the Cake Boss guy and all that. What are some of the pros of having that celebrity with all of this following and like maybe social media status and stuff behind a brand that one considers when thinking about virtual kitchens?
I think when it comes down to it is, without having an infrastructure where people are coming to experience something, having the celebrity or national name behind it is really what drives the marketing and the sale itself. Since when we started, even so many companies have their own ghost kitchen brands. It's crazy. If you go on Uber Eats, for example, and you start scrolling and really research into it, there are just endless amounts of ghost kitchens to choose from. So if you're looking at an unbranded burger, for example, versus a Mr. Beast burger, and you know who Mr. Beast is, most likely you're going to choose the Mr. Beast side. On that note too, is a question that we get kind of relating to that a lot is, say you do have burgers in house at your location. Well, why would I do Mr. Beast burger when that's going to compete with my in-house business? It's really not going to. So these brands are meant for you to capture a separate revenue stream and a separate customer demographic. Maybe for some reason someone doesn't want to order a burger from your restaurant, whatever it may be, but they're going to order a Mr. Beast burger and you're still going to capture the revenue from that sale.
Got it. And what are some, you said 10. So we've mentioned the Cake Boss, we've mentioned Mr. Beast burger, Philly cheesesteak. What else is it that you guys represent?
Yeah. So we have a handful still in development. Two of our newer concepts are Phase Subs. So Phase Clan, who is a huge e-gaming company. It's a sub and sandwich concept. So the whole concept behind that is you can hold a sub in one hand and play video games with the other.
That's very cute.
That's a new one for us. We have Mariah's Cookies, which is a frozen cookie dough product with Mariah Carey. We have one in development called Freddy Fazbear's. So another kind of gaming, it's a video game character. It's a frozen, well, it's not frozen, it's a fried pizza roll. We're still kind of developing that one and just kind of getting behind the scenes on it. TikTok Kitchen is another one in development for us. So we've been working on that one, a brand with TikTok. Lanky Box Kitchen is a new one for us. It's really just like wings, pizza, kind of American style food. NASCAR Wings is another one. It's a chicken wings and fries concept in partnership with NASCAR. So
I live in Georgia, so I know that can be perfect. That's incredibly exciting, all of those things that you have coming down. So when I'm looking at that in itself is a beautiful portfolio, but I'm sure there's some people out there that's like, why do I partner with someone else? Why don't I just make my own ghost kitchen and go to Uber Eats and all of that stuff? So what is the benefit of partnering with like virtual dining concepts?
Main benefit is we do all of, I would say, the behind the scenes legwork. If anyone's tried to start their own ghost kitchen or they have started their own virtual brand, there's a lot of work to it. You have to create the menus, create the recipes, work with the third parties to get everything uploaded. The marketing behind it is a huge commitment because, again, no one knows what this is and you really have to kind of get that footprint out there. We handle everything for you. So as the operator, all our operators do is get their food ingredients, get their packaging, and make the orders. Everything else in the back end we handle. So kind of all the, I would say, tricky kind of tech stack, all that legwork, we take full responsibility for that. Same thing with working with those third-party platforms, which if anyone's on those delivery apps, they can be an opportunity sometimes. We handle all those relationships as well.
Awesome. Earlier we were talking about like hours and utilizing your kitchen during like off time. So if I chose to do this, do I have the ability to say I turn it on like Mondays, Tuesdays, but we are slammed Thursdays through Sundays. So I turn it off for the delivery. Is that an option?
Yes. So you'll see across the board, we treat this strictly as a partnership. We never want to kind of infringe on your existing business. So, hours of operation, we'll ask ahead of time what hours you want to be on those third parties. Past that, say, for example, Friday night comes in, you have a huge group that comes in. You can pause orders if necessary. You can disable yourself if you're going to need to take that Monday off or whatever it may be. Same thing for our partnerships as a whole. You do sign an agreement with us to get up and running, but there's no cancellation policy or time clause. So say you do try it out and for some reason it's just not a fit for your operations, you can walk away anytime. So we never kind of lock you into anything. What we say is if it's not a fit for you, it's not a fit for us, and we want you to be happy and satisfied with the product.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So pretty compelling argument, great portfolio. Let's say I want to get started today. What happens next?
Yeah. So for us, our onboarding is very efficient and very quick. So we can get you up and live and accepting orders within 30 days of your onboarding kickoff call. So really all you have to do in those 30 days is get the food supplies, the packaging, and do the virtual training, which our virtual training is top notch. It has recipe cards, menu build sheets, videos on how to prepare and package every single item. We do offer hands-on training as well if we are in the areas, traveling, whatever it may be. But on our side, we handle everything else. So we get you set up with the third parties. We get the tech stack set up. We send you your tablet. It's a very quick and easy process to get up and running with the virtual brands.
Awesome. You have given a ton of information. Are there any last minute things that you'd like anybody to know?
I would say just kind of some quick little stats off of us. So we launched in May of 2020 with Mariah's Cookies, December of 2020 with Mr. Beast Burger. When we launched with Mr. Beast, it actually crashed the app and the website because of the massive footprint and people that wanted to order. We launched with about 300 locations, and we now have over 1,600 partners for that brand. We've got about 2,200 partners overall for all of our concepts. So, we are massively growing and looking for new partnerships. We started with restaurants mainly, and realized the opportunity behind the entertainment space and kind of the profitability for our partners. So, would love to grow those partnerships and just kind of help spread the word about virtual brands.
Awesome. We have a signature question that we ask everybody who comes on ThinkTank. Are you ready?
Yep.
Awesome. What do you do on a consistent basis to grow yourself and others?
Handful of things. So I definitely think staying as up to date as possible on no matter what aspect it is. So listening to podcasts, reading books. There's some great books out there about the delivery only and ghost kitchen industry that have really helped me learn a lot. I think also LinkedIn is an amazing tool to stay up to date as much as possible. But really just making sure that you are kind of up front with everything, news articles, whatever it may be. I think it's very easy to kind of get lost in old news, but trying to stay as relevant as possible through all those sources.
Awesome. I'm a huge podcast listener because I'm always working or traveling. And so it's just easy to stick something in my ear. And then that's how I get to stay up to date. And I can get a plethora of topics. Finance 1 minute, business podcast comes on after it. I can feel pretty well rounded.
You can do it anytime.
Anytime. Yes. Well, thank you for your time today. Where can people find you if they just want to follow you and anything that you may share? And where would you send people if they want to learn more about virtual dining concepts?
Yes. Well, you can definitely find me on LinkedIn, just my name. I'm Senior Sales Manager at Virtual Dining Concepts. You can also reach out to me, my phone, email, whatever it may be. If you go to virtualdiningconcepts.com or joinvdc.com is our newer website. They're still linked to the same place, but submit a request for information. It'll come directly to me and I can reach out.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing this. Are you going to be at any of the upcoming trade shows this year? Is Virtual Dining Concepts?
We will be. We are finalizing our schedule this month. So hopefully we get that out soon.
Awesome. So everybody look for them. I know that we have Amusement Expo coming up in March, and then there's some others throughout the year. So check them out on the exhibitors list and see if they are there. Well, again, thank you, Emily, for coming on and spending time with us.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Wasn't Emily so interesting and all that she told us about virtual dining concepts? It really is such a growth phenomenon that is out there. I did my own research and looked into some of the ghost kitchens from some of the well-known restaurants that we have out there, and it really is everywhere. So if it's something that you're considering, please look her up and connect. She will be so happy to help you. Just see if this is even a possibility for you. As always, thank you to each one of you and our audience for spending time with us today and learning more about your business so that we can grow people, we can grow your business. We just like to grow together. Thank you again to my 2023 digital Think Tank sponsors. And then if you have an idea for Think Tank, want to be a guest, or would like to sponsor, feel free to email me at candi@trainertainment.net, and we can talk about any of those things ahead. And then thanks. I hope you guys all have an awesome week. We'll catch you next time.